Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The players have finally gotten in the game, and I am joined by none other than Ravage. How are you doing, Ravage?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, you know.
Scared me for a second.
MLG.
You scared me for a second. You are here, and the picks bans have already started.
Yeah, picks and bans already started here. We're going to see that quick Hellbang coming out on the side of Juice. That seems to be pretty standard right across the board. Hell coming out, another healer ban on the side of XGN. So, you know, pretty standard bans coming out thus far. The Hades ban, obviously a target ban for Purified.
Yeah, and that has to be target. Yeah, also. And then we're going to see the Zhang Kui. Zhang Kui doing a lot of work recently, too, in the matches that we have been watching. I understand the ban, but this is going to leave some openings. We could potentially see, okay, a Zeus, that makes sense, but we could see something dirty like a Giannis in mid now.
Yeah, we could see a good rotations got come out from the mid lane. We could see someone nice and quick like an Isis or a Giannis who can get those lanes fairly quickly. The Zhang Kui and Hades, obviously two targeted bans against Juice, very strong in both the hands of Dust and Purified. They can really rock those picks and keep the sustain going in the mid lane. So
I think Juice is going to pick up Shibalanka here, almost for sure. Transonics is going to want that Shibalanka. He's definitely begging them to lock it in right now.
Yeah, Transonics really likes the X-Ball, but he's not limited in his choices. A lot of people pigeonhole Transonics, but at the end of the day, that we're going to see come out anyway. But at the end of the day, Transonics is very good with a myriad of different carries. And he can just go off and just pick anything. He builds all his carries the exact same way.
Yeah, we saw him actually open up with a Chronos last time he played, and he just absolutely destroyed on it. We are going to see the Giannis get locked in, too, and that is definitely already a very strong team comp. Very good in the late game, good in team fights. Some global pressure, too, coming out early for Juice.
Yeah, a lot of global pressure there, but that's going to be matched immediately on the side of XGN. Guan Yu is a good pick as well. You wrap the Isis into that equation, and look to see maybe an Odin jungle coming out here, as there's not a whole lot of escape in this team comp. Plus, you'll get the healing reductions and the circle protection. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see an Odin jungle or an Odin support coming out from TV. We've seen him run it a lot.
We know how dangerous that Isis is going to be, too, for XGN. That's Mace's favorite god. He is so good on that god. Oh, okay. A Geb getting locked in for support. I like that. I like that move a lot. That is definitely a good support for Juice.
Yeah, that's a strong support. It's one they've used quite a lot. Geb, obviously the stalwart god on the support side of things. That Cataclysm, able to get 3 and 4 people at a time. We've seen that so much. And we're going to see Thorban coming out, which is going to remove even more global pressure from the game here. We have the X-Ball and Giannis, and that's all we're going to see, sadly, for this one. Interesting to see what XGN make him out and ban here. Yeah,
I mean, there are definitely some things on the table that you don't want to see. This ban's not going to be an easy one, but I think right now the most important thing in their mind is banning out something that's going to counter any god that they're going to pick. Actually, they're going to go with the safe move here and just get rid of that Sun Wukong, take it off the table.
Yeah, I think that's a good move for sure. The other thing to take note of with the Geb can actually shield the Athena ult and the Isis Spirit Ball. So those, and the Silence actually, shield that all away. So it's a very good pick by Juice if used correctly.
So we don't actually have a carry yet for XGN, and we do have Medusa on the table. Might see that get locked in when they actually get picks.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. I'd look more for the Rama from a PC team like XGN. If this is one of the teams that have been kicking around Xbox a long time, I'd say I agree with you completely as it's a favorite pick, but it's not so much favored on the PC. So look for these guys to maybe try and scoop up a Rama if they feel comfortable on the controller.
That would definitely be an interesting pick because we haven't seen too much of that god on the Xbox. How would that actually stack up in the laning phase right now?
Rama would eventually outbox X-Ball because he can get a different start. That Death's Toll, mix that up with the Tier 1 Devs Gauntlets coming into lane, and he'd be able to outbox X-Ball and Cape pretty convincingly. And we're actually going to see a Cupid, which is a really interesting pick, unless it's a troll pick.
I'm thinking it might. Nope, it's locked in. That's for real. So right now we're seeing some interesting matchups. Jing Chen versus Bologna. Who wins that in the laning phase? Is that pretty much a stalemate, or does Bologna have enough poke to surpass Jing Chen's HP 5?
There's Jing Chen is eventually going to run away with that lane, as far as I'm concerned. To heal 5, Oh, that's not even a Bologna solo.
Oh, it isn't.
Oh no, it is. That is Bologna
Yeah.
solo.
Well, why did it go to Transonics though? That's a little.
Transonics with the Fenrir support. We've seen this so many times, and it's absolutely devastating in the hands of TV. But TV can pretty much support everything, and I think that's really what he's known for. On the PC scene, that's something TV obviously offers support coaching and a number of other services, along with a lot of the other Juice boys. But he's been known to play a lot of unconventional supports. We've seen him take out the Wheelix and the Fenrir. We've seen Fenrir in the MLG 10K tournament, and it was actually extremely effective. Just being able to get in there with the stuns off on the when the chargers are caught on the Unchained, pair that up with the Ragnarok, and you're dealing with someone like a Cupid who has that one escape, and he's pretty much done, as well as the CC immunity in the cripple.
Really quick, let's just dive in a little bit deeper on these squads. Let's actually look at the lineup for XGN. So we're going to see right now Mace to the Face, Drello, Shadow Q, Bronx Bomber, and Homie. Bronx Bomber should be Bobby Basketball. It was the wrong gamer tag. This squad has been super impressive, and they actually started out, they were the Denial PC team. They were picked up by the XGN roster, and they have been doing very big things, and tonight this is really going to put them to the test. Taking a closer look at Juice right now, this is a really great lineup. You got Dust, TV, Transonics, Gilly, and Purified. They've been performing really well, but we have seen them kind of slip up in some of these land situations. I expected them to maybe get the win this weekend at the UMG tournament, and they definitely did not.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how their land performance is affecting them, but at the end of the day, they are a strong online team, and for the purpose of the night, I think they have a real good shot against XGN. I think XGN should be really careful not to underestimate the Juice Boys. A lot of people here on Xbox, when they first came around, did that, and that was to their detriment, so not a team to be taken lightly.
Yeah, I really think this is one of the first times XGN is really going to get pushed, and we're really going to see how much this team can do. And luckily for them, they have been on the Xbox for a little bit of time now. They've kind of adapted to it a little bit, so we're actually going to get to see them as skilled players and not just like people fumbling around with an Xbox controller. Later tonight, though, actually a really good chance to take a look at Juice and see maybe if it's the land that's choking them up, because they are going to have essentially a rematch from NOLA tonight. So the rematch that knocked them out, Epsilon versus Juice, of course. So that's really exciting to see. And if Juice 2-0s them, do you take that as a sign that maybe Juice has a problem in the LAN environment?
You have to. You have to. And I'm going to tell you, there are teams that just have a problem performing at LANs. It all comes down to psychology, and I've been there myself. I've seen people who just choke at LANs, who are exceptional players in the online scene. It really takes a different type of personality to come in and play in a LAN environment and play it well. You have to thrive off the energy of that building. Not to mention, they were in small LAN environments, or they were just at high-res studios or at NOLA, where you didn't have a whole lot of spectators. You didn't have a spectator pool in the gallery. So you have to think, even if they do make the SWC, how are they going to perform with the people? That's a completely different ball game altogether than just going to LAN.
Yeah, because that is going to be on stage, all eyes on you, not just a small event kind of testing the waters of LAN for Xbox. So they definitely are going to need to adapt if they want to start making this prize money, and they're players that can definitely do it. Before we jump into this game, I feel like we haven't talked about it enough. Cupid. Well, why Cupid? I trust XGN. They're extremely smart when it comes to pick spans. They have to be trying to counter something here. What does Cupid counter? What type of pressure does Cupid put on?
Well, here's the thing. We've seen XGN run this before. The issue being, when you pop that heart on the X-Ball, he's going to jump out of that every single time. The thing you have to do with Cupid is you have to get in there and get the cripple and the ultimate off. The thing he does bring to the table is just pure sustain. He can sustain that lane if he plays it the right way. He has a nice lane clear, and you pair that up with the Athena, and that's a pretty potent combination.
Yeah, so do you think the strategy behind actually having this Cupid right now is to try to clear the lane a little bit more effectively than Shibalanka and maybe not let Transonics get as built as he wants to early on?
I don't think the thought goes into the matchup in the carry lane as much as it goes into the fact that it syncs up so well in a team fight. When you bring in that circle of protections, especially with the Athena taunt and the Athena ultimate, and the ability for Cupid just to get in there nice and quick, pair that up with Jing Chen and the Guan Yu, that's a potent combo in team fights.
So they're kind of looking for Cupid to essentially support this kind of circle ult team fight build.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. This is more of a support carry pick here, and don't be mistaken, Cupid can put a lot of damage down on the table as well. So that's a consideration to be made as well.
Hell,
he's not just a full support. He does have the ability to put out some nasty damage going into mid game.
Getting away from this game for just a second, were you awake for the patch notes? Did you see them?
Oh my god, no. I passed out, whenever that was, I passed out at like 10 a.m. this morning, and I just woke up.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I figured you missed them. We saw some pretty interesting things. They're going to be introducing the Japanese Pantheon in, I'm pretty sure, January, sometime in the next year. And they also talked about the new carry. His name's Creon. And he kind of looks like he's going to be the support carry. I saw everyone in chat starting to yell like, oh, could we see...
see the Unstable Vortex coming out here, Rich?
Oh, wow, early on. A little bit of aggression coming in right off the bat, just seeing how confident Transonics is to put in the damage. And Cupid, not very healthy right now, but we are going to see him move over to this mid-Harpies camp, try to get some XP early on, but Giannis, with the red buff, is closing in. They may not be able to get it. The hit doesn't come off. It does look like we are going to see XGN take that mid-Harpies camp pretty early.
Yeah, that's going to be unfortunate for the side. Jew says they need to get that early XP. We did see the attempted invasion there as well.
Yeah, we also did see Mace already holding up really well with this Isis in the mid lane. He was in a 2v1 situation, and he did put pressure on, but we are seeing TV already getting out with a lot of XP.
Yeah, TV, you're going to see him do that quite a lot. TV's really good at getting in there and just controlling the XP game. And that's something he is probably one of the strongest at, next to Echoes, in regards to just his farm game, getting in there and just stealing a lot of experience. He's huge at that.
Yeah, we're going to see Mace right now getting his red buff a little bit late. Need to make sure he pushed up that lane just a little bit before he was comfortable enough to get it. But we're going to jump over to this duo lane right now. The waves are getting cleared pretty fast. We might see a little bit of a boxing match go on soon. But Transonics and Gilly are going to play it a little bit safe. Not going to initiate yet. We are going to see Gilly push in a little bit on Athena. It was definitely a nice harass.
Yeah, and we'll continue to see that coming out from those guys. They're really good at harassing in lane, as well as getting that jungle in there to rotate nice and early. Gilly's rotation's very strong. Probably not the most mechanically strong jungler out there, but he is great at the harass.
We're going to see a pause come in at 2 minutes, this time from Mace to the face. I'm pretty sure the control room told me why, but I could not hear them at all. It sounded like Ethan was eating a donut. I think there was a problem with comms. I actually was talking to Transonics earlier today. He tweeted out something like, might not be on comms tonight. So I'm trying to get a verification to see if he's actually in comms. Apparently he left his Astros at the tournament. So we might actually be seeing Transonics using VGS right now, which would be absolutely hilarious.
Can you give me a timestamp there, Rich? I had that glitch where Sync just kind of bounced me back and forth on the second mark.
I am paused right now. I'm at 2 minutes and 1 second. But who knows, because of the pause, where... if you can speed up to right when the pause ends, I'll wait for the pause to organically end, and then I'll tell you when it starts, and you can just hit the home button.
Yeah, sure thing.
The pause is ending in 1 second. All right, I'm already back in the game.
All right.
Oh, and right now we are actually going to see a little bit of damage come out from Juice onto XGN, but nothing to initiate over, just kind of making their presence known right now. Let me know, though, when you can.
About 228.
Okay, slow up just a little bit. I'll let you know when I get to 228. I'm at 225 right now, 227, 228.
Okay, I am at 235.
I'm 1 second behind you. We should be fine. Let's not tempt fate too much here.
All right, I'm at 240. Just let me know when.
All right, I'm at 243, 245. Sorry about that. We are going to see those Cupid hearts actually start to heal him up early. Maybe we'll see some sustain in the lane from this build. Already we have seen Guan Yu go back with Isis, potentially getting some builds online. When you actually do get synced up with us, could you tell us what it looks like they're building tonight?
It looks like the couple builds we're seeing coming out here, we're going to see maybe an early Divine Ruin coming out from the Isis, which is interesting. We're also going to see the 2 power pot starts coming out from the jungle. Just look for a lot of trades there. Guan Yu is actually in the jungle, so look for that sustain to really try and carry that lane.
Rotation from Fenrir. Ragnarok has gone off. Shibalanka also popped. Cupid in a very difficult situation. He does try to disengage, but we see Purified very quickly use that portal, poke him down, and that's going to be the first blood of the match, showing the global pressure early. Giannis is scary. We saw the rotation come in from Fenrir, and the second they needed help, Giannis got there. That's going to be first blood for Juice.
That's the thing I was talking about. Juice is really good at those rotations. They got in there nice and early with the through space and time to make the rotation. And before you know it, 4 men on top of Cupid with 2 bars of health, and he was quickly eaten up by the Juice squad.
Yeah, and we just saw the wave get cleared in the mid. They are still grouped up right now. Looks like Homie and Mace, they're gonna try to contest this camp here right now. Homie's actually gonna engage with the Guan Yu. He gets the stun off, and they're gonna polish him off. That was a very beautiful rotation from XGN. 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, and it's tied up 1-1.
Looked like it was flawlessly executed there. You just seen the horse come out as well as the circle protection. Just to pop that kill off nice and quick. No chance for the escape.
Yeah, we really saw Mace there. We saw how well he understands spacing. He knew he had enough time to get to that camp, and getting to that camp was going to put them in a position where they weren't going to get opened up on. Looked for that opening, and they went in and they picked off that kill like it was nothing. They're really showing us the knowledge that they do have. I don't think the technical skill that they're missing with the controller is going to be that much of a deficit. They're definitely going to put up a fight here tonight for Juice.
Yeah, they will put up a fight. There's no doubt about it. We are only traded on kills here right now. The interesting thing to note, though, is Juice is ahead on gold and experience. This is something that they do to every team. They just out-farm their opponents just based on the rotations from the jungle. And look for that to continue here. They were pretty much the pioneers of the double mid-camp start, which is something that we thought was the reason for the ability to out-farm their opponents, but it hasn't. That hasn't been around for a while now, and they're still doing it.
Yeah, and as you can see, it's not by much, but it's just this gradual snowball that they're trying to get to cascade throughout this match. And if they can keep applying pressure like that, eventually the other team's going to crack. Right off the bat, we're going to see Transonics showing how much pressure he can really put on. We saw Cupid trying to back here, probably to pick up some items, and you're just going to see Transonics. He's going to jump in, he's going to poke him, he's just going to waste your time. And that's one of the reasons they can get these effective farms going.
It's a strength of Transonics. Transonics does know how to build on the Xbox. You'll see this continually, that he's pretty comfortable with the left stick, right stick combo, how you try and aim your autos. It's not like PC. You don't aim just with the mouse, right? You have 2 different sticks you're using to control your aim because the sensitivity on the right stick is so low. So that's something to take note of. That's a big adjustment when you're coming from PC. So Transonics puts that into his build. So you'll see that Haste and Vitalis come out pretty early for him. He builds all his hunters exactly the same way. It's something he's criticized for, but it's something that actually works fairly well for him.
Yeah, when I talk to him, he's always so confident about what he's doing too. Even if someone is criticizing him, he's just that kind of player. I mean, one of the first things he ever said to me, I was like, yeah, what gods are really, what's your strength? Like, what's in your pool? And he was like, well, my pool's pretty large, but at the end of the day, if anyone lets Shibalanka get through, they already lost the game.
So we're seeing this Gold Fury started up here now, conviction for the Guan Yu. Just heal everyone else back up. But like it didn't even happen there as they make the disengagement. They're going to move from mid camps. They're going to secure those fairly easily as Gilly faces... Oh, yeah, Gilly's in the support role. I didn't even know this.
Yeah. We're going to see Freddy open up a little bit, and Homie's getting up on the horse, getting some damage, and Fenrir's going to have to disengage, and we are going to see Giannis jump right through his portal, too.
Yeah, here we see Gilly likely to go down here now. Going to be tagged out by the Wing Gust. That's a big one right there. Darkest Tonight's going to hit, but it's way too late. Cupid going to pop the hearts as well to sustain them through the push in the mid lane.
Well, good eyes there from Mace. A really, really strong hit. Managed to get him down at the end, and that kill's definitely worth something. It is going to put them in the lead right now by 1 kill. Seeing a bit of a rotation here from Guan Yu. Oh, no, he's just going to take the mana camp here.
Yeah, they'll just steal that blue buff, try and stunt Bologna's growth a little bit. She'll have to go back a lot more. We're going to see the big rotation in there. They're not going to be able to grab the taunt on the Bologna, but she's going to have to go back here now. This is what we're talking about, and that's exactly what you hope to achieve for the blue buff. Just a slow bleed. They have to exert their mana to clear the wave. You can just clear it as much as you want, use as many abilities as you want, and just keep pushing your opponent out, letting them bleed XP and gold.
What do you think of this Cupid so far? Do you think it was the right pick? Definitely interesting, and we are seeing a little bit of sustain. He is staying in lane a very long time. His XP per minute, though, still a little bit under Shibalanka.
Yeah,
and he's in a potentially dangerous situation here.
X-Ball, but he's made some good rotations.
We're going to see them invade there, and he knows he just has to get out, and he's going to lose his attack speed buff to Transonics. That's going to put a little bit of pressure on not only in the XP front, but you just lost your attack speed buff, and now you got 3 people hanging out in your lane. We are going to see Athena move on over with a charged up charge. She's going to go through and actually clear the creep wave here.
Yeah, just looking to put some extra push in the lane there. Seeing the Femmer made the rotation over, so she's just going to back it all up and go back and look to rotate to other lanes here now. Fenrir's going to do exactly, Geb's going to do exactly the same thing. And he'll continue to put pressure on the mid lane. You'll see Gilly just sit there.
Yeah, we are starting to see TV. They're starting to move around in a way that is making me think they want to start to get aggressive right now. I really think they're going to look to have a big play here, and they're definitely in a good position right now to really put the pressure on. They rotate so fast. I mean, this pressure from Giannis, we're already seeing it. It is so scary. That's why you have to ban him.
Yeah, the global pressure from Giannis is becoming a huge deal here on the Xbox team. We've seen it continually, just his ability to help these 3- and 4-man rotations that are so popular. This is the big difference you see from Xbox and PC, is that there's a favor on Xbox getting these 3- and 4-man rotations nice and early and just starting the team fight at about 6 and 7 minutes, right as level 5 hits. We're going to see Xing Chen and Bologna just trading damage over there into the solo lane. Interesting builds coming out. The thing we say about Xing Chen all the time is the fact you have to go into that early stone guy. Big engagement here in the mid. Ragnarok on Athena. Freddy Q being dragged in under tower. That's the Darkest of Nights. Circle protections down. TV could be melted here from the tower, but he's just going to get away.
Freddy really lucky to get away there. The second I saw the Ragnarok go off into the tower, I was praying for him.
Bronx boxing with Transonics here in the bottom lane. He's going to pop that hard as well, Rich, and that's actually going to pop Transonics using his jump actually to engage there. And that's going to be to his dismay as he's going to get taken down by Bronx in the dreaded solo kill.
Oh, we're going to see the stun go off there on Gilly. A lot of damage is going through, and we're seeing a crazy amount of sustain for the XGN team right now. I think maybe we're seeing, maybe this build's starting to make a little bit of sense to me, more so than it was originally. We do have the Guan Yu, we do have Mace to the Face on Isis, and maybe that's why they picked the Cupid. We have seen them break out these builds before that have a lot of sustain. They're going to open up here on Gilly, and they're going to finish off the job that they started. Mace is on a killing spree right now. That's his 3rd one.
He's going off on that Isis right now. 3-0-0. He's got those pen boots on nice and early. 5,600 gold compared to Yana. Well, actually, Purified's actually catching up when Isis has 3 kills. So that's crazy. They're at the same gold level.
Yeah, I really think that's from just the way that they have been moving, but we are seeing how much of a threat Mace is in the mid lane. We already knew that from PC. He's showing it doesn't change being on the console. And right now, they're going to open up on Fenrir. They're going to try to dive this tower. Not going to be enough. Purified's going to move in with a really solid poke, and he takes quite a chunk out of Homie there. That Guan Yu going to need to heal after that shot.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage that Fenrir took there. He popped his beads, so they got the tier 1 beads down on the Fenrir. That is a big deal. Actually, tier 2's TV did upgrade those, but that's a big win for them there. 120-second cooldown, so he'll have to wait for those to come back up.
I'm still really impressed. We did miss that boxing match where Transonics actually did get taken down, but I'm definitely impressed, and we're actually going to see Cupid opt in right now to take the red buff.
Look at the rotation from Giannis.
Oh, this could be absolutely terrifying.
XGN reads that one. The call is missing from the mid lane, and they're going to hop it on out.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to at that point. And we are actually going to see a little bit of movement right now. They're kind of around the Gold Fury. I don't think anyone's going to go for Gold Fury, though, anytime soon. It doesn't seem like it's a smart move.
It's interesting to bring the Geb back down here again, but Transonics having a little bit of trouble clearing wave. So look for that to happen a little bit more. Level advantage down, Bronx as well.
Yeah, Bronx is playing really well on this Cupid. And right now, he's actually going to choose to try to box a little bit with Transonics. He's going to back off just a little bit after taking some damage. Picks up his hearts. He's back at pretty much full health, but Transonics is still a little bit healthier than him. He gets the last heart. He is at full. Going to try to get a few auto attacks in there. He does hit one. He clears up this creep wave, no problem. The archers are still up.
Yeah, we'll see Bronx. His lane clear won't be a problem for him with that heart in his kit. Look at the big fight here we're about to see in the mid lane. We're going to see the ward go down here. Satana purifying Giliara. The Spirit Ball going to come out, but not going to hit anyone. TV right behind on Freddy Q, but there's two more members of XGN coming in with the Wingust, is putting damage down TV. He's eating those Wingusts.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason he was able to eat it was because of the Geb shield. If you're Mace to the face, you probably feel bad about blowing that Spirit Bomb there. Didn't hit anyone. If he saved it, they probably would have been able to get Fenrir down. And getting TV down right now would be big. The Shibalanka ult is going to get blown here.
He's in the dual lane. Here we go. Transonic's taking a lot of damage here. He's winning that boxing match for Bronx. Is going to have to get out of here, but Athena is on the chase, but we see the rotation. Gilly and TV on the way. Purify going to put down that unstable vortex. Not going to hit anyone. And that is almost a win for Juice right there, as they were able to match the pressure from Athena almost immediately.
And XGN's going to try to put on more pressure here. The Spirit Ball is going to connect quite a bit. Ragnarok does go off, but it's not going to be enough. Those tower hits aren't going to bring him down, and Isis is not going to be able to connect enough times with that Wingust. This is the story of the night right now. Fenrir just narrowly slipping away from Mace to the face over and over again. 14 minutes and 30 seconds through this game. 4 kills for XGN, 1 for Juice, and we're going to see XGN try to take this Gold Fury down right now. Shibalanka is going to need to move in here and try to put some pressure on. While we're talking, the stalemate that was going on in the solo lane is over. The red team is going to get the Gold Fury. That was a steal by Juice.
Well, that is unfortunate, Rich. We're going to see Transonics getting hit with auto attack. Spirit Ball going to hit, and that is the Talu Assault going to get Transonics. No, he's going to escape. Wingust still going to pick him up. TV on the road out of there as Gilly comes in with the chase. We're going to see the Unchained coming down as well. Look for the Brutalize to hit on Homie. Not just going to miss. And that's going to have to be a disengage by XGN.
Look at that sustain right now. We're seeing Guan Yu heal up that entire party. So we did actually see Jing Chen get that kill on Bologna. That's going to push him a little bit ahead in that lane. We also saw that steal come in there. That Gold Fury, that went to Juice. And that was Transonics, right, who actually managed to get that shot off there?
This is Transonics came in. Did he jump in with Fenrir and steal it?
I'm not even positive. I'm not even positive. It happened so quick, and then the team fight was still going on. XGN is up to 7 kills right now. Looking at the graphs, they are ahead right now in XP by 3,000, but we are going to see Juice is ahead by just a little bit with gold. They're up about 900 gold.
Juice is controlling those mid camps well, so look for them to rebound on XP if they continue to do that. That's 220 XP a pop every time they steal those. So, yeah, just look for them to rebound a little bit. They are camp controlling well. Look at the fight on blue buff here now.
Yeah, wow, we are seeing so much out of both these teams right now. Very good rotation. Right now, the Shibalanka ult is getting popped again. This is some solid global pressure from this team, but Ragnarok's going to drive the basketball right into that turret. Not going to take quite enough damage. He's going to actually use his throw to throw them all back into Freddy Q. Freddy Q is going to lay a little bit of damage in them, and that's going to give Jing Chen just enough time to disengage.
See the Isis rotation come out here now, and Mace to the Face has really been the story for his team. He's put on a lot of damage. Spirit Ball going down to Purified. Look for the taunt to come out. Huge Geb shield.
What a Geb shield. That ability might be the best ability in the game. That really has to be the best ability in the game.
It's the Monopoly get out of jail free card.
Absolutely insane. Beautiful coordination from Mace to the face there. His Spirit Ball connects so easily. Athena is able to push in a bunch of damage there. Shadowq showing just how good he is. Juice is actually going to engage here right now. And Dust just feels so confident because he knows he's going to get that Geb shield. And we're going to see a little bit of a whiff on that Spirit Ball. Wingust isn't really going to connect on anything but minions.
Look for the turn. Maybe the call here is Fire Giant. I've seen them leaning towards Fire Giant. I was like, are they going to try that? But
yeah,
they're not.
I think they're just trying to. Yeah, I think they're just trying to figure out where their best place to fall back is right now. Fire Giant would be incredibly aggressive at the 17-minute mark, but a team like XGN might be able to pull something like that off. They are looking very good tonight, and Juice also looking absolutely killer.
With the Cupid, the Isis, and the Guan Yu, they could pull off the Fire Giant early. If there was a team for that, they do have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're looking at double 80 carry comp too, that's another one that could maybe pull off this Gold Fury at 17 minutes, but With circle protections and the heal, look for them to look for that pretty early if they win a nice team fight.
Yeah, I definitely think with the strategy they're going for, we might see some shenanigans like that pop off in this match. Right now, we're going to see maybe a little bit of damage come out in the mid lane. Fenrir's going to jump in, and we're going to see Homie and Freddy jump on the chance to pour some damage in. Purify's going to return a shot, though, but it doesn't really do too much damage. Guan Yu is able to heal up everything that he does get off, and we're going to see a bit of a rotation here. They're going to take out the vision where they can, and the fight's not over yet. They're going to try to push into this tower just a little bit, get a little bit of pressure on, and try to milk Juice back into this fight. XGN is hungry for blood.
Yeah, XGN is playing super aggressive right now. They look a lot like Release did yesterday in their matchup. They're just hammering in. They're getting aggressive with those circle protections and the taunt combo. Here we go, Spirit Ball coming in. Transonic's not going to get hit with that one. He's going to be in the middle of this jump. CC immune, going to back it on up as they clear the creep wave.
Geb Shield just absolutely mitigating all of that damage there. And like you said, looking a little bit like Release, but the thing with XGN that's different than Release is they don't need to play this aggressive game, but they are seeing that it is the best move right now, and they are going for it. Right now, we're going to see Cupid try to get some damage in on Geb, but once again, that shield just mitigating so much. Mace is going to take the shots to try to get this tower down a little bit. The damage is starting to come in on it. We might see it go down here. The whole party is just pounding on this door. There it goes. That is the first tower of the game, making their presence known on the map, and they're going to go right up to this tier 2. But we're going to see that
rally. Circle protection is going to go down, as well as the cripple coming out from Cupid. That's going to hit Dust. There comes the Spirit Ball. Not going to hit anyone. That's a whiff, but a huge engagement there. We've seen 4 ultimates dropped as we see the aggression from Juice. There's the Unchained double taunt coming out on TV. TV's taking all the wing gust shots right now. Gilly's going to roll on out. He's going to try and catch up, get the knock up. He's going to get 4 or 5.
Okay, Jing Chen's going to try to throw him back right into the Spirit Ball. We're seeing Guan Yu heal everybody up faster than Gilly can mitigate the damage with his shield. Shots are still popping off. Purify's going to get the first kill, and now we see everyone from the blue team trying to lay it in to TV. He manages to sneak in the back just a little bit. This Fenrir might stay alive here.
Yeah, we're going to see the siege start on tower, but they need to be careful here. There is the ability for them to heal a Spirit Ball on top of Transonic. Transonic's getting melted here. He has to jump out, but makes it a face with the excellent strafe there just to get the wing gust off on that last hit to secure the Transonic's kill.
Yeah, Mace just really hitting all of these skill shots. We talked about this before. We talked about the fact that, like, on Xbox, is he going to be able to hit them? And the answer is yes. The answer is absolutely yes. And we're going to see right now XGN's eyes turn to this Gold Fury. They want to keep this momentum. They really want to keep the momentum that they have. And we are going to see Dust move in with Gilly right now. They can't let this happen. They might try to steal this one, too.
We have Eagles Rally up here. This is an easy steal if they wanted to happen. Here comes Eagles Rally. Look for the bludgeon to come out after the Spirit Ball. They are going to look to collapse on top of DJ Bronx, but TV going to go down to Freddy Q. The CC's too real to get him out of the Brutalize. As you see Gilly getting chased down now, Spirit Ball going to hit him as well. Look for Bobby Basketball to continue the chase here, but he's going to be hit with the portal. And here's the cripple going to come out on Dust. Dust will not be able to escape this one as Guan Yu closes the gap. Wing Gust and the auto attacks coming out from Bronx, but the 4-5-band stun coming out with the Darkest of Nights from the X-Ball.
They were not able to steal it with the Eagles Rally, which if Geb Shield is not the best ability in the game, Eagles Rally probably is. But we actually saw just beautiful play there from XGN. They managed to separate the team just enough to pick them off individually, but Transonics is saying this fight isn't over yet. He's going to come in, try to steal it, and we're going to see the ADC for XGN try to get in there and push in a little extra damage while the rest of his team wails in on the Gold Fury, and the Gold Fury is going to go down 1 Gold Fury to 1 Gold Fury. The sustain of XGN is absolutely insane right now. They are just not stopping. They are putting pressure everywhere on this map.
Yeah, they're doing a real good job of it. A little bit of a misstep by Juice there. That was a panic Eagles Rally. They were afraid that they were going to be able to burst that Gold Fury down. The Gold Fury was still above a quarter health. And the thing that Juice forgot is that all the ultimates, all the objective secure ultimates were used on the side of XGN in the last team fight engagement. If they had to be careful there, you know, they could have got in there with the Eagles Rally. If they timed that correctly, that would have been a guaranteed Gold Fury for them.
Oh, man, Bobby just stealing that blue buff right now, right out of the Fenrir's jaws. Very good play, and he's actually tries to throw the Fenrir out of the turret, and we're going to see Ragnarok get popped, and it's not going to do anything, but it does zone Bobby just a little bit. Yeah, like you said, that Eagles Rally, it was a little early. The Gold Fury was at, I think, about 32% when they popped it, and it did put a little bit of pressure on, but definitely a little bit of a panic there. I think they're surprised right now.
It's coming out on Juice now.
I think they're really surprised. I think they expected to come in right now and kind of steamroll XGN, but this is not the XGN that they've played before.
No, that's for sure. I'm not sure what TV was thinking there. What are you going to gain from Ragnaroking Jing Chen under tower? You're not going to be able to kill him. You don't have the kill potential with Bologna. Bologna only has an Executioner's. She does not have that Frostbound online. And Jing Chen can just get out of those situations so easily with his kit. Just look how he rolls forward. And that's exactly what he would have did. And he was successful in avoiding the Ragnarok for the majority of its duration.
Yeah, I think... was he trying to do it just to get out of the throw? Was that the idea to it? I'm not really sure either. And we're going to see them push into this second tower right now. The Shiva Blanca ult is going to come off. TV's taking the most damage, though, in this fight. We're going to see Giannis rotate on over. Is he going to be able to push in enough damage to help his team? It looks like they are scared enough that XGN is going to have to back up just a little bit, take their foot off the gas pedal, but they're still looking for a kill, and they're going to look to Dust to get that kill, and he is going to fall down. Geb's not able to get the shield on in time. Now Gilly is a little bit out of position and exposed, and that is when the wings are beating down on TV. A very good portal there.
Yeah, and we're going to see that XGN is going to have to run back to their base, and they need to take this tower. It's not going to be worth. Transonic will definitely get this Phoenix right now, and that's not the turn you wanted for XGN. One of them should have went back by now. They were hoping to win the team fight and get their own Phoenix, and it might happen here. It just might, but we see Juice just running back right now. They do have Transonics back with them. That Phoenix is at half health, but here we go. They're in the rollout from Geb's going to get Homie off the tower, and they're going to body block those shots, and that is going to be a win for Juice. XGN is going to have to get on back out of this as they don't have Isis, which has been their stalwart champion during this game, as she's just been in there and cleaning up all the kills, Rich.
That really did kind of stop the pressure a little bit, but we're still seeing this crazy sustain. They are still healthy, and if they open up in a team fight right now, they will definitely look good, and XGN's going to do just that. We're seeing a little bit of pressure come in here, and you know what? They might just be able to pick up the kill, but we're going to see Purified say no. He's going to finally take down Mace to the face and shut him down, and that's going to be followed up on Cupid. Dust is going to get this other kill. This is starting to look very, very good. Transonic's trying to lay in some damage. This is the turning point that Juice needed this entire match. Finally taking 2 kills away from XGN.
Yeah, this is big. Juice is starting to put the pressure on. Juice is really good at these comeback type of games. It looks like they're down and out, but they always manage to come back. From what I think about is the Mortality game. We were down 3 Phoenixes, and it was a 70-minute game where they finally managed to get all 3 back, steal a Fire Giant, and win that one.
The gold difference right now is still so small. It's the XP difference that is a little bit worrisome. But right now, we're going to see them open up on Freddy. Are they going to be able to get it? It looks like he's going to be able to disengage, but it does look like this Jing Chen's a little bit out of position. But there he goes, just doing those rolls like you said he would, and he's able to disengage without breaking a sweat.
Yeah, here we come. Look for the Athena ult to be breaking out here now, but it may be all for naught as Jing Chen not able to get that dash out. They may be able to come here and defend this tier 1 tower. However, the taunt not going to hit anyone. Look for Purified and Transonics to poke them out as they disengage.
Yeah, but they were able to get a little bit of pressure onto that tower right now, but they weren't quite able to get it down. That is something that is going to be absolutely huge for Juice right now. They need to start looking to towers. Right now, they are kind of clumped up. They're moving through the jungle, trying to get their farm on just a little bit so they're ready for the next team fight. It looks like they're going to go back here and probably try to get some extra items online.
Yeah, and that's what they need to do here. They're going to just charge up before their next push. They're caught up on levels at this point. The only person on level 20 is the Cupid. That's 3 levels on top of Transonic, so that's a little bit of a steep hill to climb. So they need to be careful. They need to make sure Transonics gets back. He has his hasten online, which is a necessity for Transonics. He likes to have that for the ability to hit his auto attacks. He builds on every single hunter. So look for that to drastically improve Transonic's hit rate on those autos with that online.
Mace just hit 20 now too, so we are going to see 3 of the members from XGN at 20. And like you said, right now, Juice, a level 17 carry. Is this the time that they need to really, XGN needs to start laying some pressure in?
Yeah, XGN's at that awkward position right now where their comp's falling off just a little bit. You look at the comp on the side of Juice. I mean, you have that Giannis as well as Transonics on the X-Ball, and those are late game types of carries. We're going to see the pick here on Dust. Dust's going to get comped out, and Geb's going to move it on in. They're going to have to disengage on the side of XGN. Purified on the outside looking in as well.
Yeah, right now we're going to see a nice Spirit Ball kind of connect a little bit, and then we're going to see Freddy try to follow that up right now and dive in. And they are zoning them out quite a bit. Giannis waiting to actually jump into this fight. He's not going to do it too soon, but we are seeing Dust take quite a bit of damage. We actually do see a hit too, but nothing more than a poke. They're going to back up just a little bit. Juice is going to bide their time, but that does give XGN a chance to sort of heal up. This comp, just so much sustain. So much sustain.
You'll see XGN. They'll put their 2 tanky guys in with the Isis, and they'll come in. They'll just put a little bit of poke down. They'll back it up really quick, heal up, and then come back. And that's exactly what they'll continue to do with the type of comp they have online here with the Cupid, Guan Yu, and the Isis. They want to sustain their way to the tower and eventually put pressure on it.
Yeah, I'm really liking the comps that we've been seeing out of XGN. I was blown away when I'm trying to remember all of the gods that they actually had. I believe it was Guan Yu, Kepri, I can't remember who else it was. They had Hell too. And their sustain in that match was just absolutely insane. And we were like, oh, this is the old Denial team. Like, this is how they're going to play Xbox. And they do go for this healing meta. This is a little bit, this is closer to like the older meta, right? This is a little bit different than the tankier stuff that we're starting to see, the Guardian Warrior meta, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is the awkward patch.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I call this one. This one is the awkward patch, where you don't really know what your identity is. You're here and you're like, am I Guardian meta or am I healing meta? And that's exactly where we're to right now. So you're looking at those hybrid type characters like Guan Yu and Hercules just coming out.
Yeah, this one's working for him though. I thought it was awkward at first, and now I'm starting to think they're the cool kid at the school dance. Right now we're going to see everyone just trying to farm up effectively. There's a little bit of fights going on with the Vision. The pace is definitely slowed down for XGN, and it does look like Juice is starting to feel themselves. They only have 4 kills on the board right now, but I'm looking for them to return with quite a few more soon. Right now, we're going to see a little bit of damage come in from XGN on the Gold Fury. It is under 30%, and it looks like Geb might not be able to even get here in time, but he is going to blink in. The ultimate's going down. Here comes Shibalanka's and it looks like the red team is going to steal another Gold Fury. That's their second steal of the game, and now they're looking to get damage out on the players.
Xing Chen with that ultimate, but beads are popped. Juice Dust gonna go in deep on top of the Isis here. Freddy Q looking for the ton. He's gonna find it. Spirit Ball in the compound. If you were to see Talu's Assault is gonna come out, and the beads gonna be popped on Dust. But we're gonna see the Geb shield come out to shield a lot of that damage. He is going to survive, but the heals just heal everyone up on XGN to full health. Look for the push on mid tower here now, Rich.
XGN has to be cursing out Geb right now. That shield just doing so much work, but they're going to get a full heal from Guan Yu. The team looking very healthy, and they are high on mana too. Freddy Q jumping right in, initiating. Here's the Spirit Ball. It looks like Gilly's going to take quite a bit of damage, but he does get that shield off in time. Here's the Eagles rally, and that is going to do work for Juice, but XGN just looking too strong. They're not deterred at all by that banner, and they're going to keep pushing through.
Yeah, they're going to continue with the assault here. Those heals are really coming online right now. Cripple's going to go down. Not going to hit anyone. Bobby Basketball here in the back line. Also known as Dr. Drelo, going to get brutalized here as well. Look for DJ Bronx pick up Dust, and Bobby Basketball just barely going to make it out of there. Look for the Ragnarok to lock someone down here now. Homie would have been the target, not able to heal his team up. That would have been huge, but we're going to see TV not able to secure that one.
Heals coming off, but XGN not looking too healthy, and the fight's not done. They're going to try to pick off Purified, and Mace is going to be able to do it with a beautiful skill shot. Transonics, though, trying to find the weakest link on XGN to take them down, but he's just not going to be able to do it. It looks like he's going to have to back up just a little bit. It was a shame, though. Fenrir there, he popped his Ragnarok a little bit back. Wasn't able to grab anyone. He kind of had to run back with his tail between his legs and go back to the fountain, and we are going to see the tier 2 tower fall. XGN continuing to put on this pressure. They're going to march right on over to the Fire Giant right now, and it doesn't look like anyone's going to have enough time to get here. The Fire Giant is already at 50%.
They have a good Fire Giant comp. They can kind of shoot through this. They're going to turn and look for Gilly and TV right now as they make their move in. And here we go, Gilly getting just laid down damage here. He's going to pop the Geb shield as we see Fire Giant pick back up. Circle protection, secure that Fire Giant, and that is troubling for Juice, but I've seen them come back from worse, so I'm going to be completely honest. Yeah,
well, you got to be happy that that objective wasn't stolen, especially after losing 2 Gold Furies when you've been the one to pretty much have secure Gold Fury 3 times. Those steals were very impressive, but looking at the charts right now, we are going to see XGN, they're leading in XP by about 10.5k and a gold difference of about 3.3. They're a little bit ahead, but
Scylla, I'd say Juice is going to win this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he doesn't. He doesn't have Scylla.
Yeah.
But I'm not counting them out. I'm going to be completely honest. They have 1,000 health Phoenix on the duo side of the map. That's an easy rotation.
I don't know. The thing with Scylla, right, if they did have Scylla right now, they might have fallen even more behind in the early game. She takes so long to get online, but I'm a Monster does rip through. But if you miss even a single connection, it just really, it puts you that much farther behind.
Look at your team comp. I mean, you have the lockdown there with the Geb. You get the Cataclysm down. I mean, they're all in place for you.
Yeah, that is true.
Knights.
Looking right now, we are going to see the entire XGN open up on the last tower that Juice has. They want to get this down right now, and they're going to do it with absolutely no problem, and they're going to keep moving on, try to get down a Phoenix here, and we are going to see Juice try to put up a fight. Will they be able to do it? It is definitely unclear. The ultimate's going to come out from Giannis. Damage coming in on both parties. Oh, this looks absolutely dangerous for Juice. Cupid's ult is able to zone quite a few out. The Eagles rally doesn't do much, and Guan Yu heals up the majority of his team. Everyone looking pretty healthy here except for Dust, and Freddy's going to turn his eyes to him, try to open up. The Spirit Ball isn't going to connect on anyone, though. Fenrir is going to jump right past the team. There's the circle of protection. That's just going to heal them more.
Yeah, that's just going to heal them on up here, but Juice is looking pretty good as well. They all are at full health for the most part, besides Dust. Dust does have a same double Spirit Ball coming out compounded with the taunt, and that's going to be a kill from Mace to the face. As you see the pressure just continuing to be put here on Juice. You see the Guan Yu ultimate come down and Purified and Transonics. They're going to be half health by that. So you're going to see Transonics go back to Fountain here now, as the Phoenix is going to fall to Cupid.
All ults are down except for the Athena taunt. They do not need that setup right now. They're going to keep pushing through. The Chaos Titan starting to take some damage. Nothing too substantial yet, but once they get this Phoenix down, that will be a lot of pressure. We're going to see Juice try to put up a fight, and they are definitely doing a good job. Purified is going to pick up that kill on Mace to the face, and that has certainly made XGN a lot weaker in any team fights that will follow. They're going to have to back up.
Lucky they got the Phoenix there, to be completely honest. That was starting to turn really bad for the Mace to the face going down.
Yeah.
Good job by Bronx to keep the damage there on the Phoenix and keep that going. That's 2 Phoenixes down, so it is worth for them, but that almost turned bad. That was almost too much for a risky play there. If Geb got in a step or two more forward and got the Cataclysm off on the Isis and the Cupid, it would have been a much worse situation for them.
Yeah, I'm sure they're happy losing Mace there for the Phoenix. Definitely a reasonable trade, but losing Mace right now, you're falling so far behind in a team fight. 7-2-4 KDA, looking absolutely phenomenal. Those Spirit Balls being so crucial, and that's not even completely including the amount of damage he's been able to push through.
It's a little disgusting that he has an early Rada Tahuti. You see that he has the Rada Tahuti, he has the Spirit Magus online, the Chronos Pendant. He built early Pin. That's something we missed earlier. Built the compound that with the Rada Tahuti, and we've seen the Ethereal Staff that he has there. He didn't go for the Warlocks. That's a little bit of a different build on the Isis. And
it looks like it's definitely paying off. A 7-2-4 KDA, he's looking so disgusting right now.
He is. He is just... You look at his player damage. His player damage doesn't even really tell the story. He's only doing 20,000. The real story is Purified, dishing out the 30,000 player damage. He's top on the charts right now.
That's absolutely disgusting. So much global pressure, so good at rotating. Who do you think is going to get banned in the next match? I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Giannis and Isis get banned in the next match.
Look for the Guan Yu counter pick. Look for TV to break out the Guan Yu. Okay. I think Fenrir was an interesting pick. They picked up Fenrir because Isis didn't really have an escape. Guan Yu, you know, he has to hit the horse before you get him with the Ragnarok. That was the whole purpose of the Fenrir pick, as well as being able to get in on Cupid and grab him, look for the early kills. It just doesn't work for them.
Is he someone who's usually in TV's God Pool? TV looked really strong at him at the beginning of the game. Oh, okay. All right, yeah, he definitely looked really confident on him, so I thought maybe it was a bit of a comfort pick there, but TV is a player who has a pretty substantial God Pool. He doesn't really need to be, it's like picking something just for comfort. And we're actually going to see right now XGN is going to group up for the Fire Giant, wait for him to get up, and he gets up, and they are laying in the damage right now, and Juice can't let this go. They are going to move right on in, and we are going to see Jing Chen kind of waiting for him. Does he have his ultimate up? Yes, he does. He may be able to throw them right out. This Fire Giant's starting to tick down. It's just at 50% now.
There we go, Giannis ult to come in with the steal, but it's not going to be able to do it. Way too early. Circle protections will secure this Fire Giant, as we've seen 2 members of Juice on the wrong side of that map as they tried to time that effectively.
Yeah, we did see the Giannis ult come in too, but it just was not enough. And we're seeing Jing Chen right now trying to get these people body blocked in good places to get a little bit of damage on Gilly. But once again, Geb is going to do Geb things, throw up that shield and stay alive to fight another day.
Yeah, look for the heal up coming from Purified as they look to make the step here to Ray Phoenix.
Right now,
Juice are not afraid to give up the third Phoenix. I will say that. They will just turtle under Titan.
Yeah, and honestly, that looks like their best move. The pressure coming in, they might be a little bit stronger and be able to put up a better fight under the Titan instead of the Phoenix. Right now, XGN is going to try to group in there, try to get some damage on this Titan, and it's looking really healthy. They're not going to be able to even scratch it right now. Juice just knowing how to turtle up here, and here we go. The team fight is going to begin, and the damage is pouring right on out. We're going to see that Guan Yu heal, but will it be enough to keep them in this fight? We are seeing Freddy get really low, and Transonics has his eyes on him. He's going to jump right around, keep laying in the hits. Is he going to be able to get it? Wow.
Transonics a little bit too deep. They're Purified finally going to pick up the kill. However, since the circle protections go down, that's going to heal them all back up. Look at Dust. He is likely to just get off here in this team fight as the Phoenixes do respawn. That was the purpose of Juice's big engage the Spirit Ball. Going to secure the kill on Gilliara. Nice body blocking on the side of XGN. As they're just going to move in on this mid Phoenix to look for the end.
Started off as a trade, then Geb was able to get that shield up, but they fought right on through it and then took Geb down himself. They're going to make sure they take all three Phoenixes down before they even push into this red team Titan, and they are going for it right now. The Titan is starting to take damage, and only Fenrir is there to try to disrupt it. Now Purified has respawned as well on Giannis. Doesn't look like any of them are going to be able to do enough. That is GG. The Chaos Titan is going to fall. What a match.
Good
What a match.
game by XGN. Yeah, it was really fast-paced. Those team fights were very fast-paced. You've seen a lot of compounded ults there that looked really, really good. And you've seen how quick that circle of protections was ticked off a couple times in XGN. And the big story, though, were the Athena taunts, Freddy Q, Shadow Q, getting in with those taunts, and then Mace just coming in with that Spirit Ball. Every time he was within range, he was compounding that Spirit Ball with the Athena taunt. So you had that nice CC chain going on, as well as Guan Yu. Guan Yu also running them down after the fact, continuing to CC if they weren't already dead after that. So a good combination of ultimates, awesome team comp on the side of XGN. Looks like Juice may have to do some work on picks and bans coming in this next game, but it's something they're extremely strong at. They claim to have a number of team comps, and a lot of their team comps are a little bit out of the box, but they work for them really, really well.
Yeah, and Juice did not look bad in this match, but wow, did XGN look good. And like you said, Mace and Shadow Q, we saw some of that sibling connection there, really kind of getting these CC chains going and getting in damage where they needed to get in damage. They looked really strong. What kind of comp do you think they're going to shoot for right now? Do you think they're going to shoot for something that is heal-oriented again? Because we've seen that work for them quite a bit.
Yeah, they need to get something. They need to get heals on the board. Juice just got out-healed that game heavy. Yeah,
it just gives you so much sustain. And like you said, Juice definitely going to need to switch it up just a little bit if they want to stay alive. But XGN, definitely a team to be keeping your eyes on right now. They started at the bottom of the barrel. They had a roster change, and it's looking like they might be able to secure a top 6. We are going to see the second game of this match after a quick commercial break. When we get back, I am so excited to see it. But we're gonna have to go to this commercial break. We'll be right back.